Welcome back. This is episode 74. Yep, 74 in our Let's Play series for Space Engineers. Once again, I am woefully unprepared. I am running late getting this episode recorded. I have been a little bit distracted. I've got another project that I'm working on that also involves a significant amount of coding. I mean, is exclusively coding. I am writing a piece of software for a political party. But yeah, point is that I'm kind of obsessed with that at the moment, and it's kind of getting in the way of my space engineering. So I have no idea what I really plan on doing today. I mean, I was initially intending, excuse me, on working on the menu for the autopilot stuff. Was demonstrate the disassembly thing, because you'll see we have a good amount of stuff here, and even a little bit more once I dump that back in. So we come in here, access the controller, instead of collect, deal with some lag, send in the command to disassemble, excuse me, run that, and that's not doing anything. But if we check assembler 2, we've got everything that we had queued up here to be disassembled, so it will all be taken apart. And that was the whole purpose of that. And because of the way we got the inventory sorting configured now, it will not try to pull this back out, which is nice. And I can reorder these. I guess it's not gonna explode when I try to do that. I mean, yeah, apparently it is. I guess I don't want to sit and watch all 200 of those. I can watch the rest of these just because, you know, content of some kind. Because again, my heart is unfortunately not really in it today to do this. I am eager to get back to recording something else. I'm actually doing an Angular application. I think I've mentioned a few times when we get into scripting that I am a JavaScript programmer more than I am a .NET programmer. So I'm doing an Angular web app with a Node backend. If any of you out here are programmers, then you'll have some vague sense of what I'm talking about. Everybody else is just like, huh, whatever. Don't know what that means, don't care what that means. But yeah, that's what's going on here. Once this is done disassembling all this, we will see this flip back into assembling mode and cooperative mode. And that was the trick all along, really. That was the hardest part of all the... There we go. All the coding. But if I manually put it into disassembly mode, it will stay there. So, that's that working correctly and appropriately. Like, honestly, everything I can think of to do right now is going to take a long time. To the point that I don't know if I can finish it and get this episode uploaded in time. As long as I'm running around here like this, I'm not sure I can get this episode uploaded in time anyway. Because if I just sit still and look at the coding interface, then I can make a pretty small upload size video. The more I move around, the more trouble I have. Now that everything's been disassembled, that list is much shorter, and it is shorter than the 18 maximum, so it is not even scrolling, which is what it's supposed to do. It's behaving the way it's supposed to. All good. Why does it... Oh, ingot stone. I was like, why does it say I have 400,000 stone, but it's not refining any of it? Because that's ingot stone, not ore stone. There's a difference. Ore stone is actually stone. Ingot stone is really gravel. So it's saying I have 430,000 gravel. And because it's gravel and this is Space Engineers, I have pretty much nothing to do with it. I can make reactor components. And I think it also does the basic welder. It takes some gravel, oddly enough. But gravel is pretty useless. I would really like something that I can do that's just quick and simple. But nothing's coming to mind. I'm not going to do autopilot today. I know I said I was going to do autopilot, so I apologize to anybody who was eagerly looking forward to that for being disappointed. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least begin the setup of the push command. And what the push command is going to do is it is going to take the components in the component storage and push them out to a specified ship. The idea here being that we will be pushing stuff out to the welder. I don't intend necessarily to finish this today, now, but I'm at least going to start some of it. This should all be relatively familiar because we've done this before. Setting up the command line at the command list. Parsing it. Alright, so we know argument 0 is push. That's not helpful. So really we just care about argument 1. Alright, so if there's at least 2 arguments, then we can get argument 1, and that is going to be the target grid. So in this case, it's going to say welder. And we will have a problem if there are multiple grids with the same name. But we'll deal with that when we get to it. Alright, so we got the target grid. Now we need a list of my cargo containers. It's going to be the target containers. I got that backwards. I need to reverse it. So if the block's cube grid, no, that's going to be the whole grid. I don't want the whole grid. I want the custom name. Custom name equals target grid. If it is not that, return false. If it is that, return true. Alright, so that'll get us all of the cargo containers. But that is not going to get us the welder. It is not going to get us the cockpit. It's just going to get us the cargo container. Is that what I want? How long have I been recording? I'm actually going to alt-tab out to look. 12 minutes. I'm trying to slack on y'all. Sorry about it. What I'm trying to decide right this second is if I want to change it from my cargo containers to grid terminal blocks so that it'll pick up the welder and the connector and the cockpit as well as the cargo container. But I don't. Well, I could sort it. I was going to say it's going to be complicated to decide what to stick it in, but if I just sort it by the cargo capacity, then it would start with the large cargo container, and anything that didn't fit in there, we could then put in the welder, and then the connector, and then the cockpit, and so on. I mean, there's no so on. That's as far as it goes, but you know what I mean. If it was a different ship with more cargo containers on it, or more inventories on it to stick stuff in, not necessarily cargo containers, that's the whole idea. It's good enough for now. If I have too many instances of trying to stick stuff in here and not having enough room, then we will revisit. So now I need to find the component storage. So if it's not connected, we can bail. If block dot custom data dot, and this is going to be a not again. Not dot contains component storage priority. witnesses, and because it doesn't really make that much difference, we get rid of the else there so I can stick something in here. Echo block dot custom name. Echo block dot custom name. Lag. How do I hate thee? Well, that's helping me waste time in the video. That's not what I wanted. Alright. See how badly I wrote my code. I don't know if this is true, but it seems to take longer when it's finding errors, but that worked. Okay. Cool. Alright. So now, if I say push welder on that, Welder large cargo container, SIC small cargo container 2. Perfect. So that's the only one that I have that's set up with component storage priority, and that's the only cargo container that is on the welder grid. So that is perfect. That is working the way it's supposed to. How long am I running? 18 minutes. Do I have enough time to do the thing? I guess I do. I can do the thing. Alright, so we've got the target containers. We've got the component containers. So what we're going to do is we are going to, for each on the component containers, cargo container, container, and component containers. So for each container in the component containers list, we're going to get a list of my inventory items. No, my inventory item. Before we do that, we need an my inventory. Container.get inventory 0. And we need to container inventory dot get items into items. Now for each no I. And the lag. My inventory item in items. For each my cargo container target in target containers. My inventory target inventory is target.get inventory. Target inventory, move items from, no, it's just move item from, I don't remember what it is. Move item from, and we're moving it from container, and we are moving item. If not, target inventory dot is full, break. Okay, so for each component container that we have, there's only one in this instance, get the inventory, create a list for items, get all the items in the container inventory, yeah, which is there. Then for each item, loop through the target containers, get the inventory, try to move it from the container to the target inventory. If the target inventory is not full after we do this move, we don't need to keep looping through here and saying, oh, you know, is there still more room? This is probably never going to happen. We're probably going to have a problem here because most of the item, like the components, are not going to divide out evenly like that. So we're going to end up with like 15624 or some nonsense like that out of 15625 in the small grid large cargo container on the welder, and it's not going to be full, but it's not going to be able to fit anything else in there. So, like, I mean, there's only the one container, so it kind of doesn't matter in this particular instance, but in the future, we're going to have a situation like that, and I'm going to have to adjust this and figure out, you know, how else to do this that is more appropriate. What I'll probably have to do is say, you know, can you fit the amount of items here? And if you can, then do it and break. If you can't, then do nothing and loop around. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because right now we only have the one thing. So if I check that, that is a problem. 105. 105. This. Oh. Forgot the new. That's important. You need that. 110. My inventory is not contained definition for move item from. Okay, how about move items from? No. What's it called? I have this whole inventory sorting thing here somewhere. Transfer item from. That's what it is. It's not move, it's transfer. That's why it's not working. Good reason. Transfer item from. Transfer item from. Argument 1 cannot convert to cargo container to an inventory. 110. That's because this is supposed to be container inventory. Good reason. I accept your failure. Alright, so now that is correct, theoretically. I should be able to make 10 of these. And then push welder. And then, yep, they all got pushed in there, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. So if I make another 10 of these, here there's only 10. However, if I do SIC small car 2, there's 10 in here. Now if I come here, run push welder, go over here, now there's 20 in here and none in there. So that is working. Alright, we did the whole thing. I could probably drag this out and do more stuff, but like I said, I'm distracted and I want to do other stuff anyway, so I apologize for cutting the episode short. I apologize for being ADD, but we did actually finish something. We got it completed, so go us. I think I am actually behind on updating the GitHub, so I do apologize for that. I will be sure to get this updated. This is me copying the code right now to make sure I do that. So this will excuse me, this will show correctly. I'm also going to get rid of those echo statements because those should not be in there. No echo. And no echo. And copy again. Alright, so yes, do save changes. Next time, I don't know, I'll find a thing to do. I will probably be super distracted again still. Honestly, unless I get a whole flood of comments complaining, I may even drop back to like every other day for a little while just to see, make sure I have time to get an episode recorded that is a little bit less scatterbrained and distracted. But I don't know. I mean, there's still lots of stuff that I want to do in here as well, but there are only so many hours in the day, and like I said, I've kind of shifted obsessions for the moment. Um, Either way, plan on me having an episode tomorrow. I'll make a decision about how I'm going to handle this at that point, and hopefully this episode will get uploaded more or less on time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. Subscribe to see what happens next. Likes, comments, and reviews are welcome. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you next time.